How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. My name is Sunny Sink, and I'm a little bit late because I had some problems with technology. I had a hard time getting onto Facebook with Zoom. So I'm on Facebook Live right now. So let me know if you can see me or hear me. I'm going to make sure that it's popping up here in the group and make sure that I can see comments and things. Okay, there we go. I see it. So, how are you guys doing today? Hi, Desiree. How's it going? Today, we're going to be talking about connecting with spirit guides. I'm so excited for this video. For those who don't know me, my name is Sunny Sink. I am a certified health and life coach, and I'm so excited to be here with you talking about this today. So, first and foremost, let me know, are you currently connecting with spirit guides? Are you connecting with any sort of spiritual guidance? And what does that look like for you? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story and how I came to connect with spirit guides. And so I remember it was back in 2017, and I was taking a course all about how to heal my relationship with food. And at the beginning of this course, I made a commitment to myself that I was going to start meditating every single day. So every single day, I sat down in the morning with meditation, and I went through lots of different meditations at that time. I was using Insight Timer. I still use Insight Timer, actually, as an app for guided meditations. And eventually, I really fell in love with these two meditations. One is connecting with your spirit guides, and then the other one was manifestation. So I would actually do them back to back. And I remember the first time I saw spirit guide. I was like, okay, I don't believe in spirit guides, so I'm just going to think of it as, guidance from the universe. And so I did want to kind of talk about that a little bit today too. So you don't have to have any specific belief to benefit from spiritual guidance. Right? So you can get spiritual guidance from God. You can get spiritual guidance from your higher self, from spirit guides, from the universe. Whatever feels good for you in terms of the language around that. Because I remember being really uncomfortable with the term spirit guide. And coming from a, a religious background, and we weren't super religious in my household when I was growing up or anything like that, but the whole one God, and so I felt like maybe I'd be you know um, uh, worshiping multiple gods or something like that. So I felt like this conflict within me when I thought about spirit guides. I've come to learn that even that is likely not going to be an issue for a lot of people. But just in case it is, and just in case that feels like a block for you, feel free to think of it in whatever way that you want. So maybe higher self, or maybe God, or even a power greater than me, right? The highest power, or universal love. So whatever it is that you're thinking about, whatever feels good to you is whatever terminology you're going to use for that. Hi, Angelica. Um, so anyway, I'm so sorry about that. Let me see if I can mute this. Make sure I'm going to mute this. Let me know if you can still hear me. Um, okay, so anyway, I was connecting daily. I was connecting daily for spiritual guidance. It felt amazing. It felt great. I was meditating daily. And one of the things that I can really say about that beginning time for me was that I almost, before I started meditating and before I started connecting, I didn't realize it, but I kind of felt like I was like slugging through a swamp. And then once I started meditating on a regular basis, it felt like everything was so much clearer for me. And so for me, can you still hear me? I hit mute, and I don't know what that does because I usually record through Zoom, not through Facebook. Um, so anyway, what I found is it really opened me up to much more clarity in my life, just in general. And a little fun fact about this program that I was doing. So, okay, wonderful. I'm so glad you can hear me. So like I said, I was working on this program about healing my relationship with food. And week 4, so every week we had a lesson. And on week 4, the lesson was all about your dream life. And at the time, I was working full time in accounting. That was all I was doing, is just accounting full time. And when I started really thinking about my dream life, I knew, like, okay, this job isn't fulfilling for me, right? Like, I'm not feeling fulfilled at work. I like my job. I like the people that I work with. I'm good at my job. I'm good at what I do. I mean, I had invested nearly 20 years in accounting. Like, I had been doing accounting for that long. I'm very good at it. And so, I knew all of these things were good about it, but I also knew that I wasn't quite feeling fulfilled. So I was like, okay, I'll just take it to my meditation. So what I was doing, just really automatically, just knowing that it was right for me, was connecting with guidance, with this universal guidance. And I was asking for my life purpose, right? So I went into my meditation and I did the spiritual meditation. I'll link it underneath this video if you guys are interested in it. If I can't provide a direct link, I can provide a picture of the meditation and insight timer. Like I said, I still use it. So I did this meditation, the spirit guide meditation, and then I did my manifestation meditation. And the only thing I had on my notebook when I came out of that meditation was life coach. I'd never considered being a life coach. I had never even really thought about life coaches. There was one life coach that came to speak at a company event a few years before at a company that I was working for, but I never really considered being a life coach or anything like that. And so after that, I just typed into Google search life coach, and health coach came up, Health Coach Institute. And I had just gone through this huge physical journey, fitness journey. I was like, oh, a health coach, that's perfect for me. And so I just, within a couple of weeks after that meditation, I enrolled. And for those of you who don't know my story, since then, I've been a fertility coach. I've been a miscarriage support coach. I've been a cycle coach. I'm now kind of delving into the spiritual coaching, and I'm just really excited. I absolutely feel fulfilled in this current job. I love working with women. I love helping women to connect to the real self, to who they really are. And one of the things that I'd recognized is I had been created by society, right? The person who I was before I started my coaching experience was just whoever society told me I was supposed to be. I was very much conformed to what society wanted for me. I was very unhappy. I was unhappy with my decisions, my behaviors, everything. Like, I was doing what I was supposed to do, not what felt good for me, what came from guidance, what came from this sort of thing that we're going to be talking about today. And so I'm curious, when do you reach out for spiritual guidance, and why do you think spiritual guidance is important? So one of the things that I've noticed is, especially women, but all of us to some degree, when we're faced with a decision or we're struggling with something, a lot of times we outsource that answer, right? So we might ask 5 of our friends, okay, I'm having X problem. This is what's going on. This is what I'm struggling with. And then we say to them, like, what should I do? How many of you guys have done that? Because I used to do that all the time. And so one of the things that spiritual guidance could really help with is actually, for this type of situation, when you're struggling with a decision or you're struggling with something that's going on with you, instead of turning to other people for help, what if you turn to your higher self? What if you turn to spiritual guidance, universal guidance? Okay, see you, Angelica. Thanks for being here. We'll catch up later. So that is definitely one of the reasons why I connect to my spirit guides. Another thing is maybe feeling stuck in life, feeling stuck in business, feeling stuck in a relationship feeling stuck in a feeling, right? So maybe you're feeling unappreciated, and you've tried XYZ. Maybe you've tried some affirmations and you've tried all of the things that everybody has told you to do. But what you can do maybe is connect with spiritual guidance and say, hey, how can I overcome this? How can I overcome this feeling of not being appreciated, for example? This is a great way to get out of some of those fear-based thoughts. So for me, one of my struggles was in infertility. And so I really struggled with, I'm afraid I'm never going to have a baby. I'm afraid that I had my daughter, so I was a mom, but I'm afraid I'm not going to be a mom again. I'm afraid that I'm not going to, get what I want in this situation. And spiritual guidance can really help you get out of those fear-based thoughts and into thoughts of love. So now I haven't had any children since my daughter, and I know that that's okay. So because of all of the connecting with guidance, I really feel like everything that's happened in my life is for my benefit. I have this deep sense of trust in the universe. And so instead of thinking things like, I'm not going to be a mom again, I'm like, okay, whatever happens, happens. Like, how can I fulfill this need for nurturing in a different way, right? And so that thought comes from a place of love, whereas I'll never be a mom again. It comes from a place of fear. And so aligning our thoughts and energy with the universe. So one of the things, and we're going to talk about this a lot more in the coming weeks. I'm super excited. I have like a surprise for you guys, but we're going to be talking a lot about the law of attraction and manifestation. And one of the things that is an absolute must to attract the things that you want is to feel good, is to have your thoughts and energy aligned to the love of the universe. And so this is a great way to do that, right? This is a really great step in terms of feeling that alignment and getting in tune and aligned with both your thoughts, your feelings, all of that all together. Hey, Sid. Hey, Jen. How are you guys doing today? So right now we're talking about why we should connect to spiritual guidance. If you're new here, feel free to put in the comments below how often you connect with spiritual guidance, why you connect with spiritual guidance, let me know. And then how do you hear messages back? I say hear, but how do you receive messages when you ask for spiritual guidance? And this can be in so many different ways. And I think that we all gravitate, it's easier for us to receive in certain ways. So for me, for example, my spiritual guidance tends to come in thoughts. That's the number one way that I receive my spiritual guidance. But, someone else, they may be visions, right? They may receive visions instead of thoughts. And so let's talk about some of those types of spiritual connection. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Amber. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Oh, Jen says that she just pinned a new board called Manifestation for Life. That's amazing, Jen. I'm so excited for talking more about manifestation. It's going to be super fun. I did tell you to call on your spirit guides. If you ever have a friend who's really struggling, if you ever have a friend who's like asking you like, hey, what should I do here? What should I do there? You can always offer them the guidance of like, hey, have you connected? Have you connected with your spirit guides? Have you prayed on it? Have you meditated on it? Yeah, so some ways that you can receive guidance. First and foremost, for me, is thoughts, right? So words. So maybe you hear words. Sometimes they've come through in my dreams. So I've heard this like really booming voice in my dreams. Sometimes it's just words and thoughts. I've done some automatic writing, and we can talk a little bit about that in a future video too. Sensations, maybe you feel sensations in your body. Maybe your fingers feel really hot. Maybe you feel tingly or something like that. Maybe it's like this gut wisdom, so you feel it in your gut. You feel I think we should do an exercise. This wasn't even planned, but I think we should do an exercise before we finish this up today. So you could maybe feel it in your body in some way, shape, or form. For me, I have a deep sense of knowing. So a lot of times messages for me come in a sense of knowing, almost not even with words or pictures. It's just definitely different. I just know it. Um, Maybe it can be in feelings, like so the messages come in feelings or visions. And another one, and if you have any others, please feel free to put them in the comments below, just in case I'm forgetting something. But signs. So let me tell you about signs. So one of my signs, and I'd love you drop your signs below. Like, what signs do you see? So for signs for my mom, for example, I'll see dragonflies. She used to love dragonflies. For signs from my mom, I might see owls. But my major sign from my spirit guides or my angels is feathers. And so let me tell you, I just moved out of my house not quite a month ago. And it was the final day of cleaning. I had hired somebody to help me come clean. I was sweeping out the garage, and it was like the final hour or something before I was going to like leave my keys and leave my house forever. And I'm in the garage and I'm sweeping, and there's feather after feather after feather after feather. And I go outside. I actually have a video of this. I go outside and I'm in the driveway area and the lawn area, and there were literally feathers everywhere, everywhere feathers. And it's not like there was like feathers that had fallen off. And so anyway, that is definitely was a sign for me that everything is going exactly the way that it's supposed to, and that the angels were there for me. Um, yes, Jen says she's not listening. I have them blocked. So yeah, let's talk about that. So what do you do when you feel like you're blocked? Have you maybe do some meditation, do some grounding? We're going to talk. Actually, let's just go right into like the steps to connect. So maybe there's something in these steps, Jen, that could help you figure out what you can do next. Okay, so here's how I connect. And I definitely want to say that this is all individual, right? So the right way for connecting for me may not be the exact right way for connecting for you. Some of what I say may be helpful, but at the same time, we get to make our own rules, right? There's no rules. There's no like, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. There's just certain things that work for certain people. And so experimenting and finding that way that works for you, it can be really valuable as well. Okay, so first and foremost is grounding, right? So especially if you're having difficulties connecting, getting into a place of allowing, getting into a kind of quiet place of grounding. So some of the ways I really like to ground, meditate, and actually going outside on the lawn and putting my feet on the grass. There's actually something energetic that happens with your body when you put your feet in the grass with your bare feet, and it can really help clear. Some other things to help clear the energy, maybe some sage, anything that helps build up a bit of a ritual. So if you can't burn sage, maybe you could use an essential oil sage spray, or maybe you could have some crystals or something that you would like to make your area pretty and to amplify any messages and things like that. So really this first step is just about like setting up an environment that feels comfortable, that feels grounding, that feels ritualistic and beautiful, and it makes you happy, right? So all of these, Calcifer wants to say hi. So all of these things can be really useful when it comes to grounding and creating that ritualistic space for yourself. And by the way, this isn't essential. You can connect anytime, at all times. You don't have to do this step, but it can be helpful, especially if you feel blocked. Okay, second step is really calling in that guidance. So I personally like to put boundaries around my guidance. So when I call in guidance, I say something like, thank you, guides of the highest love and compassion, for whatever it is that I'm asking for. So an example would be, thank you, guides of the highest truth and compassion, the highest love and compassion for leading my thoughts back to love. Like maybe if I'm in this place of fear, maybe if I'm in this place of anxiety, maybe if I'm worried, I can say this: thank you, guides of the highest truth and compassion, for leading my thoughts back to love. So really the elements here is asking for guidance, right? You can call in specific guidance too. So instead of guides, you could say, thank you, higher self, for leading my thoughts back to love. Or you could actually connect to guardian angels. And we'll talk about kind of all of these in a future live too. You can call for guidance from family members or friends who've passed on, um, or even people who have been your mentors, even if they didn't know you and they've passed on, you can call on them for guidance. Archangels, other energies. So one of the things that I like to do, and I don't know if, yeah, I've posted a couple cards. So I have this oracle card deck. It's called Divine Feminine. And sometimes I'll just pick a card from the deck and then I will connect with that energy. So maybe, for example, Bridget is the energy of spring and the energy of renewal and new things. So I pull her card and I connect with that sort of new opportunity and energy and things like that. So the first step is really the desire to connect. Thank you for connecting. Actually stating who you'd like to connect with. And then make a request. So what are you looking for guidance? Are you looking for guidance itself? So maybe you have you're feeling stuck in life and you want to know, how to, like, what are the next steps, for example. Maybe you're looking for clarity. Maybe you're feeling really confused about something and you'd really like clarity. Maybe you're looking for comfort, support. If you are in, some really negative feelings and you would like to not feel those feelings anymore and you'd like to find some relief from that. If you're looking for your purpose, like I did, if you're looking for your soulmate, or attracting the right partner, or some sort of next steps like that. And then kind of the last step is to thank your guides. And it's okay if you don't get answers in that session. So for me, a lot of times I sit down, I call on guidance, I make the request, I ask for what I want, and I sit there and I wait and I see if, like I said, I tend to receive through thoughts. So I see if any thoughts come through, right? And then when I feel good and complete, I close out the session, or even if nothing comes to me, I'll go ahead and close out the session. You can use oracle cards or something to see if something comes out through there that makes sense. But also you may receive a sign, right? So you might be asking for a job, right? Like you aren't working right now and you're asking your spirit guides to help you figure out what's next for you, figure out a job. And then all of the sudden, within a day or two, you get an email with a job position, or a friend is reaching out and saying, oh, dude, I found this job. I think it's going to be perfect for you. I heard that this person was hiring. And so guidance can come in lots of different ways, right? It can come in signs. It can come with opportunities. It can be an idea for the next step for you. I think for so many of us, we try to force everything, like from our relationships to our work to, like, especially when we feel a problem, right? We have to fix it. We have to fix it now, and we have to force it fixed. I don't know if that made sense, but that's how I felt anyway. And what I found was, if I can sit and I can ask for guidance, sometimes the fixing doesn't even need to come from me. My spirit guides, the universe, just works for me in completing what I've asked for. And so what this does is it really leaves you so much more energy for other things, right? Because you're not forcing and you're not trying to fix and you're not trying to like put everything into place. So what I found is asking for guidance is so freeing, and it's really, it's taking back our spiritual power, right? Our spiritual power over our own lives. To ask for guidance, to look for that guidance in the deepest truth within ourselves instead of asking others and turning over that power to them. And so, what are you guys taking away so far? What I'd like to do is I'd like to do a little, and this just came to me while we were sitting here talking, but I'd really like to do just like a little exercise. So if you are interested in that, let me know. And also let me know what you're taking away today. Jen says she's growing white sage to burn. That's amazing. You know, I'm in Wyoming right now, and they don't have any place here that sells sage. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into a quick exercise. I think that this can be really awesome, and it can help us answer our own questions or feel that guidance from the universe. And so what I'd like to do is I'd like for all of us to kind of get comfy. Oh, Amber's feeling so inspired. Yeah, let me know in the comments below what you're taking away, and then get nice and comfy. If it feels good, I want you guys to close your eyes. If you are sitting upright, go ahead and put your feet on the floor. And if you're laying, that's okay too. Just go ahead and relax as much as you can. We're going to get grounded a little bit. We're going to take a couple deep breaths. You may be thinking about work or your life or your family or your problems or all of those things. And what I want you to do is just let it all go. There is nothing you have to do, nowhere you have to be. So just get really present with me here right now. And I want you to relax your body. Go ahead and start with your face. Relax your face. Relax the top of your head and the back of your head. Relax your neck and your shoulders. Relax your arms and your back and your front. Feel your butt relax and your legs and your feet. And I want you to really feel what your body feels like right now, and just notice that this is a neutral position. And then I want you to say something that you know is 100% true. You don't have to say it out loud, but you can say it in your mind. So, for example, my name is Sunny. And I want you to feel what that feels like in your body. Maybe you can say your occupation. Maybe it's something that you love. I love my cat Calcifer. Feel what that feels like in your body. That's a yes. Now say something that is absolutely, completely false. So for example, I am a plumber. And feel what that feels like in your body. That is a no. So I'm curious, what do you notice that's different between a yes and a no? And how can that help you when you are asking for spiritual guidance? Go ahead and wiggle your fingers and toes. Go ahead and come back to the room with me. And let us know what a yes feels like. Let us know what a no feels like. And how you could use this when you're seeking spiritual guidance. I'm so sorry about the weed whacker, guys. Hi, Christy. We're just wrapping up, actually. We're waiting on final comments, what people took away from today, and then I'll go ahead and finish up and you can watch the replay. Alrighty, guys, I am going to go. Let me know what you took away from this session. Let me know what a yes felt like in your body and what a no felt like in your body. And I will be coming on every Sunday at 4. Next Sunday is July 4th, so I think it's going to be Saturday, but I will put a event in the group like I did this time, and I will invite you to it. So anyway, welcome to the group, everybody. I'm so excited to have you here. I'm so excited for this group. Um, Amber says, my no feels like horrible and nauseating. My yes feels tingly and uplifting. Thank you, Amber. And Sid says, my yes felt really reassuring and sat well in my chest, while my no felt like a huge block in my chest. Oh, that's awesome. So for me, a yes feels like really uplifting and tingly. And for me, a no feels like really constricting in my chest. Amber says that she loves me. Love you, Amber. So I'm going to disconnect now and I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so excited to be exploring these topics with you guys. Let me know what you think. If there's anything you'd love to talk about, just let me know. I'll talk to you all soon.